hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to Chatting with Doug, where you get to ask Doug the questions that have been plaguing you for a whole entire week. Okay? I know. A whole week
A
you've been
whole
waiting.
year,
A
even.
whole year. God, Doug, you had to be that person. You have to make the, oh, I haven't seen you since last year joke.
Yeah. No, I love that shit.
Oh, do you? I hate it.
No.
I'm gonna end the call right now. No, just kidding. You can
Honestly, it
leave.
felt bad after it left my mouth. Yeah, no, I don't love it.
That's okay. That's all right. Thank you all so much for this level 3 hype train. It looks like it's almost level 4. Oh, it is level 4.
Oh, hey!
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Welcome to 2024 with this level 4 hype train. Appreciate you all being here and hanging out with us. I hope you all had a good holiday season for Christmas and New Year's and all that jazz. We're glad to be here and answering your questions once again. So let's get to the rules so that we can.
Oh, and we should bring up the
yes,
voting thing probably first. Yeah, it's at
Mhm.
the top of the thing. Yeah.
Stick around for during stream because I'm not going to tell you exactly when it's going to happen. You'll just have to wait and see, chat. But at some point today, during stream, we are voting on what Doug will be playing on Friday. Doug has already chosen the options, so telling us right now, he should do this, he should do that, he should do this, is not going to change what is on the poll. It's not going to change what's on the poll. I already have a list. Doug chose the list. You are choosing the game, but not the games that will be on the poll. Capiche? Understood? There it is. So we'll do that at some point. You'll just have to stick around for the stream and see when that happens. Okay. But then, yes, let's get to the rules so that we can answer these questions and eventually get to this poll. First and foremost, we give priority to the bit messages since that is some real world money spent. Towards the end of stream, we sometimes have time for highlighted questions. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. Please save your highlighting for the end of stream. I almost said beginning. Please save it for the end of stream because if you highlight it now, I cannot scroll up and see it. Also, highlighting a question or comment does not guarantee that we are going to see or read it. Please do not repeat yourself over and over again in chat. It can get timed out, or you can get timed out or even banned if you're going to continuously do that. With bit messages, it is very, very rare that we miss one. Most of the time, we're just behind, sometimes up to an hour behind, so have patience. There is no need to repeat the bit messages. Please watch the length of your questions. The longer it is, the faster we have to read it, the more likely it is we don't understand what it means and we don't have time to repeat it. That does also include part questions if absolutely necessary. Please limit to yourself to like 3 parts max. Same thing. We just lose the point and then we have to move on and we feel bad. Maybe check to see if someone else has asked the question that you are going to ask. It's not that you're going to get in trouble for that. It's just we feel bad if you're like the 4th person to ask if what next week's NC is going to be, and we just have to quickly answer it when you've spent the bits to ask that, okay? So that's a suggestion, not a rule, I suppose. Please, no spoilers for... I was going to say for the game, but we're not playing a game right now.
Yeah.
For the latest...
game of life.
For the latest movies, TV shows, whatever. I am literally 1 episode away from finishing Doom Patrol. Do not spoil it for me, chat.
Yeah.
Also, I know there's probably huge spoilers for Aquaman 2, and that's a little sarcasm there.
Everyone's talking about it.
Everyone's talking about how Aquaman 2.
So much new in it. So much new stuff.
Right, it totally won't be repeating the same formula as the first Aquaman. Never. Why would anyone suggest that? No way. So yeah, point is just no spoilers, please. Okay? Great. Awesome. I think that's it. And we can get to these questions. Nintenga, thank you for the 100 bits. What's your favorite premium movie format / feature? IMAX, Dolby Vision / Atmos, RPX, etc. And how often do you go out of your way to see movies in that premium format?
I guess IMAX. I've grown up with it, so I have a nostalgic connection to it. But also, I don't know. I've done the ones where the seats kind of vibrate and move with you and stuff like that. And for a horror film, that's kind of fun. But everything else, it's a little annoying. I don't know, the size of the IMAX screen. I like the sound system. Everything about it feels right. Even though I do usually sit in the back row whenever I go there.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. In honor of his recent passing, what are your top 3 favorite Tom Wilkinson performances?
Uh, um, it's gonna sound weird. I actually did like him quite a bit as Falcone.
Hell yeah.
I think because I was at a point where I saw him in one or two. eh, I don't want to say bad performances, but definitely kind of like noticed the performances. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yes,
So I was
yes,
starting to
yes.
wonder. I'm like, well, is he really that great? And when I saw him in that, I know it sounds ridiculous because he's a little over the top, but it's like I thought he was legit believable and intimidating. I really liked him in that. I never did see Full Monty, and everyone says he's really good in that. I see. I guess I like him in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. He's good as that. I don't know. He's a goddamn Benjamin Franklin and John Adams. He was a wonderful Ben Franklin. I thought he really nailed that. Yeah. So there you go.
Dragon's Toy, thank you so much for that 45-month subscription.
Thank you.
Welcome back. Appreciate you and everything you do for us, Dragon's Toy. Hello, lovely people. And after Christmas Miracle, the second box has arrived. Doug, I know your bricks were in the first box and most likely gone after 2 days, but I was very happy to see Heather get hers earlier today. Happy holidays and much love.
Yeah, I just got it today, so thank you so much. And you're right, the other Rice Krispies are gone.
Mine are
so
right
you'll be
here.
correct in that assumption.
Connor Davenport, thank you for the 100 bits. Who should play the next James Bond after Daniel Craig? Do you think it's time for a woman or a person of color to take the role of 007?
Well, so that when they first said, well, James Bond's going to be a woman in the new one, I was kind of like, but they're like, oh, 007. Yeah, no,
Yes.
that adds up. I mean, in my personal opinion, I think if you were going to do something, kind of out there, like, make James Bond a woman or something like that, I think that'd be kind of fun just seeing her like sleep around with a bunch of guys and stuff like that. And the guy, I think that's kind of fun, but I know people be like, that's not the character. It's not fair. So it depends on what they want to do. Do they want to keep it James Bond? Do they want to do, 007? Well, I remember when they did that one with, Halle Berry. I got so used to saying Haley Bailey. Now I have to go back to Halle Berry. Everyone says she was going to get a spin-off series, and that never happened. So I don't know. At first I was not a fan of Daniel Craig in those movies and what they were doing to him, but I thought they really made that work, and I actually was kind of teary-eyed, when I saw what was how they're going to finish it off and stuff like that. So I don't know. It needs to be something a little new and spark a little bit more, something a little bit more fresh into it, whatever they do. And I don't know if that's just the casting. You know what I mean? Like, there's something else has to switch up, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's go more real or more campy with it. I'm not sure. But I'm curious what angle they're gonna take with it.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Top 3 favorite Kristen Dunst performances.
Uh, Man, she is very. Do I do the really lame thing and say Kiki? Because I do really like her as Kiki. Let me see. I hate for them to be all the kid roles because she was great in the Vampire one, the Interview with the Vampire too. But she's a great grown up actress too. I did really like her in. I mean, it's kind of a bit part again going back to Eternal Sunshine, but she was just so believable. I just never thought, oh, this is someone putting on a performance or whatever. I mean, this is just someone that's really interacting with these people and really joking around. And when her heart is broken, it's really broken and stuff. So I really like that. No, I guess that's 3 of them. I'm sure there's technically better performances, but those are the ones that are jumping out at me.
Noff Noff, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello, Doug and Heather. It's 2024. The Mouse of Mickey is now public domain, and everyone quotes this Futurama line, I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
Well, remember, it's only the Steamboat Willie one,
Yep.
as I'm sure a million videos have spelled out big time, because there's going to be some asshole that's just like, haha, well, now I can do my own version of Sorcerer's Apprentice, and just like, boom, copyright strike claim, all that stuff, lawyers are right on him.
Yeah.
I wonder how many times that is going to happen, because I would think most people would know that, but there's going to be some dumbasses that are going to fuck up and not to put that together.
Well, not only that, but I've been saying this in a very insidious, very Disney move, the like newer version of Mickey in the Mickey cartoons and even in the game that I played, Illusion Island, very much has a homage to the old style. So they made it just different enough, but there are going to be people who kind of try to take that Steamboat Willie and modernize a little bit and just come up with the
Ah,
new Mickey design. And Disney's going to be
mm,
litigious as hell, I think.
that'd be very smart. That does sound like them.
It
You
sounds
could
like
be right. It sounds a
Disney.
lot like them.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello there on Dudley ground. How are you and Heather doing? Happy New Year to the both of you.
Thank you. I'm doing the Texas accent right now for you. So, yeah. Shrimp on the barbie. No, now it's Australian. I don't know who I am.
Robin the Snob, thank you for the 100 bits. Cool fact Disney gives Frollo an I Want song in the form of Hellfire, while they usually give villains an I Am song. It's one of the little facts that add to it feeling creepy and otherworldly. They usually give the heroes an I Want song.
Yeah, I half agree with you. I'm thinking of something even like Be Prepared. It's like, yeah, he's saying who he is, but it's also what he wants. He wants, the throne. He wants to kill Mufasa. And let me put it this way: a lot of the songs they're usually explaining their evil plans as well, so it's kind of a combo. But that is interesting. I never really thought about that. An I want versus an I am song. It's very interesting. I never really thought about it too hard.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on the film Charade with Cary Grant and Audrey Hepburn?
Oh, I like it. I haven't seen it since I was a teen, but I legitimately thought that was a Hitchcock film. I was really surprised to find out years later it wasn't. It had like all his staples in there, and I guess it's what it's known as. It's the non-Hitchcock film. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's really great.
Excuse me. At Movies, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, if you find yourself unable to do Indiana Jones, excuse me, got little hiccups. Indiana Jones month, I strongly recommend John Wick month. There are 4 movies and 4 Wednesdays in March, plus the first one turns 10 this year, just saying.
I like them. I don't know if I could get enough material out of them. Again, I feel like that needs to be for someone that just fucking loves these movies. And I like the movies. I do. But I've even seen like the last one that came out that showed, and everyone says that's like one of the best ones. So it's like kind of shows you where I am with that. We most likely are going to do Indiana Jones. I was talking to my boss and he was saying like, yeah, the rules change all the time. I say go for it. Don't say just don't say Nazi on there, and just pray the swastikas don't get hit by weird YouTube copyright.
Adam Grunther,
Or
thank you.
not copyright, was it?
Censorship?
Not copyright. Yeah, censorship.
We knew what you meant,
What a weird thing to copyright.
What a weird thing to copyright. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Mickey Mouse and the swastika.
Oh, Lord. Great, great.
Nazi Mickey's walking around. Anyway, sorry.
Anyway. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Overall, how would you rank the Clint Eastwood Dollars trilogy from least favorite to most favorite?
Are those the Are we talking about like? Oh no, Fistful of Dollars, duh. Um, for a second I was like, is that another name for the Dirty Harry movies? Because the first one's not called Dirty Harry. It's like, no, it's not it. Fistful of Dollars. That's another one of those movies where I think I have to watch them again because I'm pretty sure I've seen them, but I don't remember which is which and what scenes belong to, what films. Okay, I like a lot of those movies, but it's another one I'm not super passionate about because I'm not super into westerns. But they are amazing. They are super stylized as hell and everything. I do really like the good, the bad, and the ugly. And Tombstone and Unforgiven. Those are like the 3 where I'm like, oh, I love these, and all the others, it's like they're good. I respect them. I just don't get that into them. So I'd have to watch them again, I think.
Haunted Joker, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Haunted Joker here with the charity shout out. Today's charity is the Walker Brothers Foundation to support Doug and Rob, the Bill Murray and Brian Doyle Murray of YouTube. Please cheer 100 bits so they can trickle it down throughout Channel Awesome and fund their project of a Steamboat Willie Christmas special with Catherine Zeta-Jones as Clarabelle the Cow.
Wow, that's well for you and your very specific vision.
Connor Davenport, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on the web series RWBY, RWBY?
I've never seen it. I know it's crazy popular. I didn't even know it was a web series. I thought it was a like a Netflix show or something. Or did it become a Netflix show or
It
something?
may have, but it started just a web series.
Okay, interesting. I know a lot of people love it and are obsessed with it, but I have never seen it, so I'm not the one to ask. Sorry.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Now that Doom Patrol has finished, who would you say is your overall favorite character?
Um, I do really like Laria. Laria probably was the most, like sympathetic to. And without going into spoilers,
Thanks, Doug.
I really like the way kind of the conclusion Jane came to. There's some details of it I'm like, that came a little out of left field, but I don't know. Everything with the personalities, to without giving anything away. I like what they did with that. I thought that all made sense. So in terms of like a complete story, it maybe yeah, like her, and then of course I'm gonna love Cliff too. So I'm sorry, it's kind of a three-way answer. The one I kind of feel the most sympathy for is probably Larry. So I guess I'll say Larry.
Modika, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey guys, good video this week, but I have one small correction. Irvin Kershner did not direct Dreamcatcher. That was Lawrence Kasdan.
I didn't say he directed it. I said I'm usually good in works. Wait, shit. No, didn't he write it? I thought he wrote. Oh shit! Did I get it wrong? Fuck! I thought I looked it up, and oh no! I'm gonna look that up later. I thought he at least wrote it, but you might be right. I'm gonna double check that. You're probably right.
CM Sully, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello, everyone. Loved the review, but my question was never answered. What the fuck is Kane talking about when he mentioned a porcupine caribou?
In the. If I could show more clips, if YouTube would allow me to show more clips, I would show you. It was supposed to be a like some sort of PSA he was doing about like, because there's an oil spill and he's doing a thing where he's like, we care about these animals and we never let anything harm them, blah blah. And then he yells at them because he hates them so much. So I think he brought up like the porcupines and the caribou, or like maybe that's the name of it, the porcupine caribou, something like that. So yeah.
Something.
Yeah, you'd have to. I'm sure the scene is somewhere on YouTube. I'd be shocked if it isn't.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the Avatar The Last Airbender Netflix trailer?
Oh, did the trailer drop? Fuck, I didn't see that.
I didn't see it either. I only saw that
missed
teaser
it.
from a couple of months ago.
Yeah, I maybe that's it. Maybe that's what they're talking about. Let me just see. Hold on, Last Airbender. I want to see if it actually dropped or not. Official teaser. And I think that's it. I think it's just the teaser.
Okay.
I mean, just the little bit I saw looked fine.
Right.
I'm really not gonna know until I see it.
Right.
All their animation to live action adaptations, most of them have been bad, but then One Piece was so fucking good.
So good.
That it really kind of lifted my spirits a little bit. So we'll see what happens.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, at some point this month, would you please review the 1997 Borrowers movie? It's probably the most nostalgic film I can remember, and as long time of your channel, it would come full circle for me.
I do want to review it. I'll see if it's early this year, or if I have to push it in next year. Because like I said, I do have a list of ones that I'm like, they might have a following, that might not. I don't know. So I usually do them in January and February, because that's the point where it's like the ads are always in the garbage. So that's always where I'm like, okay, well, let me just try on ones I don't know if they're going to do good or not. It's one of the reasons I did this Steven Seagal one, honestly. I have no idea how the numbers on this are going to be. I hope they're good, but I don't know. So we'll see. If not this year, I feel like it'd have to be early next year. I do definitely have it on the list because I haven't seen it and I hear it's good.
Alex Loves Musicals, thank you for the 100 bits. Wishing you a Happy New Year. Happy New
Back
Year.
at you. Thank you.
Dev the Wiser, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen Pinocchio 2019? And if so, what are your thoughts?
Oh, yeah. I really like it. It was not at all what I was expecting, but I kind of like that. There is a part of me that's a little disappointed I didn't get a more, I don't want to say faithful, because it is faithful in its own unique way, but more direct adaptation of the book like I thought it was going to be, but it still tapped into the same themes and ideas of the book and even the same tone in many respects. So I did like that. I am glad it experimented with that and it did work. I'm still waiting for that one where it's like, this is a direct adaptation of it and it really, really is a strong, good movie.
Rico LeVay, thank you so much for the 1,000 bits. We
Thank
really
you.
appreciate that. Thank you. Greetings from London, England. Doug, I heard you've been to Scotland. Ever visited England or Wales?
I visited England, but not for too long. I think it was for a convention, and I liked it, but I didn't get a chance to tour around much. I don't think I went to Wales. But yeah, it was just for a convention, like in a small town, and I don't even remember what the town was, but I did enjoy it. And the people were awesome and stuff like that. So yeah, I had a good time.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on Grave of the Fireflies?
Oh, I love it. When I first saw it, and I like when a movie does this. I saw it when I was a teen, and it wasn't at all what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like a Saving Private Ryan movie. War is hell and complex, ideas in terms of fighting and death and stuff. And it really wasn't what that was. It was a coming of age story that just happened to be set during a war, but the war still has like such a big impact on everything. And this kid's struggle and the guilt he obviously carries. I mean, you see how it opens. I still won't give it away, but the guilt he carries and everything, and his pride is kind of like the sin of pride, but also like the naive innocence of pride too. But what it can lead to, it just was not at all what I thought it was going to be. So I think the first time I saw it, I liked it, but it threw me off. And then I returned to it, knowing more what I should expect, and I just loved it even more. It is a very, very good film.
At Movies, thank you for the 100 bits. NC for Shanghai Noon, or at least a Disney-cember.
Oh, I guess yeah, that's true. Yeah, I never have like done those movies. Yeah, I could probably do. Maybe I could do like what I did with the Ewok movies and do both of them back to back. Yeah, I might do that.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on the Jack Lemmon / Walter Matthau film?
Matthau.
Dang it! I knew I was going to say it wrong.
It's spelled a stupid
Matthau. Film The Fortune Cookie and Grumpy Old Men.
I never saw The Fortune Cookie. I never even heard of that one. Grumpy Old Men's fine. Although again, it is not one. I don't think I've seen it since it came out and I was a little kid. So naturally, I'm gonna like just old men acting funny, haha. But I remember being okay. Even the sequel, I remember being all right. Like I said, I think I was 11 when it came out, so take that for what's worth.
Pet Projects, thank you for the 100 bits. I liked your Disney-cember. By the way, if you're looking for more Disney material, Disney owned the Deke cartoons at one point, so perhaps you could do shows like Inspector Gadget or Heathcliff and the Cadillac Cats for Disney-cember.
Did they really?
I had no
that.
idea.
Maybe the D stands for Disney. Who knows? Funky. Yeah, I didn't know that. I'll look more into that.
Dev the Wiser, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen Life is Beautiful 1997? And if so, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I like that too. It wasn't one of those where it's like, I wasn't what I was quite expecting, but I didn't know it was going to be quite so slapstick, Charlie Chaplin-ish and stuff like that. But I know that's the idea of it, so that when the serious stuff does hit, it's like reality's coming in, like the cartoony, slapsticky stuff that's slowly fading away. No, I really liked it. I thought it was a very good film.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Doug, what do you think is the better main character, Anne from Amphibia or Luce from Owl House?
I guess they are kind of similar. Probably Luce. She has a little bit more of an idea, and I'm realizing a lot of her is defined by the people around her, which is not to say she doesn't have a personality, but it's more of how she interacts off with people and stuff. Where Luce, if you just saw her on her own, like you could say a million things about her. Where Anne, I feel like I can only say like a handful of things. But that's kind of the idea. It's more about the three of them, the three friends. So I guess I would say Luce.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Why watch porn? Just watch Malcolm, Tamara, and Jim having a Steven Seagal-inspired threesome.
Yeah, if I had a nickel, man. That nickel.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. I can't speak for everyone, but man, am I tired of people taking public domain characters and turning them into slasher villains. And this is part 1 of 2. So I'm sure the rant shall continue. Yeah. Rand C Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. So Doug, is Spider-Man 2 going to be part of this year's Disney-cember?
Correct, yes. In fact, I should probably shoot that review soon.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on Violent Night, NC Christmas 2024?
I haven't seen it. I heard it's good, and a lot of people have requested it. So I'll try to check it out. Just on that comment before, saying I'm getting kind of sick of public domain characters becoming horror films. It's like I think I'm getting a little tired of like just badass Santas. You know, what I mean, even when
Yeah.
they're done well, I'm just kind of getting sick of the idea. So I've kind of been staying away from it. But everyone says it's good, so I should give it a shot.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, if you do end up playing Telltale's The Walking Dead, please get the Definitive Edition. It combines every single game into one package, so your saved choices will transfer over to the next season. You play easy without complications. Remember, Definitive Edition.
Well, vote, and we'll see what happens.
Steelbomb, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite Adam Sandler SNL skit?
Uh, hmm. Man, I'm trying to think. I like it's not one that's talked about a lot, but I like the this guy that gets a public access cable show where it's just him talking about his breakup with his girlfriend. It's all about the Why Did Samantha Leave Me show, stuff like that. It's just all the various things he does. Like he has a section of just calling her up and then hanging up on her and then talking to a friend about why do you think she left me? And then like having another portion where like her best friend calls in, they just yell at each other. Like it's all the like levels of a breakup, but just televised, and he has them all planned out. It's very, very funny.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, can we get a clue to next week's NC review, please? Thank you.
It is a movie that is 20 years old. I found out that wasn't intentional. It just happens to be 20 years old. And it has gotten a lot of requests for a while.
Dev the Wiser, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen The Treasure of the Sierra Madre in 1948? And if so, what are your thoughts?
No, and somebody brought that up before, and I was like, oh, I should see that. I completely forgot about it. So thank you for the reminder.
Rob's Jen, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, I saw something I can't unsee the other day. Lost animation footage from a canceled motion capture Robert Zemeckis remake of Yellow Submarine, starring Polar Express style beetles. I can't believe that was almost a thing.
I do remember hearing something about that. I didn't know there was lost footage. Oh, I gotta see this. Oh, this looks like garbage. Oh my god. Oh, I love it. Oh, I can't wait to watch that. Okay. Oh, it's only like 9 seconds though. Oh, but yeah, it's gonna be the funnest 9 seconds I ever had. Okay.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What is your favorite episode of Doom Patrol overall? For me, it's Jane Patrol, the episode where Cliff enters Jane's mind. Both Brendan Fraser and Diane Guerrero were robbed of an Emmy nomination for that episode.
I like that one. Man, I'm really trying to think. Like I said, they do kind of blend together. It sounds weird, but I do really like the one. I think it was the beginning of the last season or maybe the season before, where they're just kind of sitting around in these little like blanket tents, and they're just kind of doing group therapy, and they're just kind of talking, and sometimes it flashes back, and sometimes they just have to explain it. And I don't know, it's another one of those, like you were saying, it just allows the acting to really shine through, and I just remember it being really, really good. I feel like if I search harder, I'll find one that I like even more, but that's the one that always kind of sticks out to me.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on The Wolf of Wall Street? Personally, I still think it's Martin and Leo's best collaboration together and easily DiCaprio's career best.
I'd have to think about what his best would be. I'm kind of in agreement, though. That's my personal favorite outing of theirs, because I've always had a thing. I think Leo's, I don't want to say he's over the top, but he is one of those where it's like I always think about the performance. You know what I mean? Even if it's a good performance, I'm always aware that's Leonardo DiCaprio. And I think the two he did with Scorsese, where I think it really worked. One is the fucking rat one. What's it called? Oh my god,
the rat one?
Yeah, where there's a rat. Jack Nicholson. Chad, help me. What's it called? While you're answering that, Chad, I'll say why I like Wolf of Wall Street. I like Wolf of Wall Street because I didn't know it was meant to be a comedy, going in. And it,
Departed. Oh, The
Departed, thank you.
Departed, of course.
Departed. Yeah. I like him in that because he's supposed to be he's supposed to be like an outsider in it. So the fact that he feels a little phony, I think kind of works. And in Wolf of Wall Street, I think it's the same thing where so much of it is a facade. He's trying to put on the image of it and stuff like that. I feel like that's where he works the best, when he's kind of supposed to be an imposter. So something like Catch Me If You Can kind of works a little bit too, because he's impersonating all these people. Yeah, Wolf of Wall Street was just so funny. I did not know it was a comedy. I knew it had like funny moments in it, but I did not know like 90% of it was meant to make you laugh while also being really interesting. And yeah, I love the hell out of it.
Smash Ultra, thank you for the 100 bits. What happened to Don Bluth's Dragon's Lair movie?
If I'm right, I know he got the like the promo, not promo, what would you call the little film made that you take to studios to get it made. And I saw that. It was very cool and everything. I don't think any of the studios, bit, sadly. But last I heard, because he mentioned it in his book too, I think Ryan Reynolds is still looking to turn it into a film. And he was talking to him about it, because that's one of the few things Bluth does own the copyright on, is Dragon's Lair. I think they sold it to him for like a nickel or something, because they're just like, we don't care, do whatever you want, it's one of the few things he still has and can do whatever he wants with it. So in the book, at least, he said he was still in talks with him and he was pretty excited about it. And what I like to see, if he's going to do that, I would love for it to be animated. But if it's not going to be animated, at the very least, I'd love to see a section where there's like a backstory or something that's animated. It's animated with Don Bluth animation. If that's even happening, I don't know. We have to get If made and stuff like that.
Yes, chat, we did drop a couple of frames. We're okay now. It looks like it's stabilized. We did. It wasn't you. It was on my computer's end. That's why I just looked over and saw myself making the most intense face, because I was working on something over here to be like, what do I do? What do I do? Okay, got it. I was interneting over here, so it looks like it's stabilized.
Nice.
We did drop some frames, though. Sorry about that. I cannot control the internet, unfortunately. Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Looking back at your last few Januaries with reviews like The Ant Bully, and Beverly Hills Chihuahua, these Januaries are almost feeling like who gives a shit months, where your reviews are of films that make people say, you get the idea.
I mean, that, like I said, that is why we try. I mean, we are very straightforward about that. I guess we have made it pretty clear. Just like in January, it's like, okay, we've gotten requests for this before. Let's try it. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Even like that one, I think like Ant Bully did well, but Beverly Hills Chihuahua didn't. But it's like, who cares? It's January kind of thing. If you had during like a big month like November or December, then you'd be like, if something like really bombed there.
Strider for Life, thank you for the 31-month subscription. Welcome back. Appreciate it. Happy New Year, Channel Awesome. Stay awesome.
Back at you.
Thank you. That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. And this is part 2 of 2 about the remakes, or the horror films. That's what I was trying to say, the horror films. It's a trend that for me has very much so worn out. It's welcome. I hope people will eventually see these movies the same way I personally see the Disney live action remakes, cheap, lazy ideas from filmmakers just trying to make a quick buck by using our favorite childhood characters as the hook to get people to show up. I'm going to make an addendum to your statement and say, not from the filmmakers, the studios.
Yeah.
I don't think filmmakers are making these choices. I'm sure the studios are.
Well, with this one, with like the Blood and Honey one, and I think this Mickey Mouse one, this studio, just this team is known for doing this, just taking public domain characters. Yeah, there's like a killer Humpty Dumpty, there's a killer Christmas tree, there's a killer Easter Bunny, like that's kind of what the studio, and they make them super quick to where you barely see the monster or the killer in there. What's funny is Brad reviews these, Brad Jones, and he said when Blood and Honey was just getting ripped apart by everybody, he was saying, look, I've seen the worst of the worst from these people, and this one, it's bad. It's not their worst, though. He's saying, like, some people are saying it's the worst, horror film ever made. No. They have made it, but this isn't it.
At Movies, thank you for the 100 bits. Top 3 Kelsey Grammer performances.
I mean, Frasier's got to be up there, obviously. I mean, God, it's such a big one. He played that character for so long. I guess Sideshow Bob's pretty fun. And you know what? Beast. I love him as Beast. I think he's amazing in that role.
Adam Gunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Overall, which Western star do you prefer? John Wayne or Clint Eastwood?
Eastwood. I think Eastwood has more layers to him. I think he's a better actor as well. And not to say Wayne couldn't get some good performances. He could, but there was Eastwood, I feel like, could shed that facade a little bit for the performance. And Wayne, even when he gave a good performance, it's like it was still that image. It was still that brand. And I never saw him really, really shed it. Where Eastwood, I feel like he has. He still, like I said, has echoes of what he usually does, when he, does that kind of stuff. But I mean, he will go. I don't know. He can really challenge you with a performance, I feel like, where Wayne can be very, very good, but I never felt challenged watching his acting, if that makes sense.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on The Other Guys with Will Ferrell and Marky Mark features a great performance by Michael Keaton, in my opinion.
Yeah, I remember that. I thought that was very funny. I think that's another one where the non-comedic star was funnier than the comedic star. I thought Mark Wahlberg was fucking hilarious in that. There's a scene where these gangsters keep distracting them by giving them free tickets to Jersey Boys, which is already so weird. But when they are in the theater watching it, Will Ferrell just has the over-the-top expression you expect from him. But Mark Wahlberg just looks like he is in a world of enchantment. He is just and it's just the funniest goddamn thing I've ever seen in my life. It was so funny. So yeah, I think that's a very funny movie.
Modica, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, remember that you still have one Ice Age movie to review for Disneycember, the spin-off starring Simon Pegg's character.
Oh, do I have to?
Do I have to?
We'll see, because I don't know. I feel like with every movie I did, the numbers kind of dropped off, which makes sense. But I'm like, I started, let's finish it off. I don't know if I'm going to do the spin-off. We'll see, but probably not.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, Heather, I have a proposition for you. We're going on a sacred journey that will be good for everyone. I guess we'll see what it is.
It's from the review. It's this guy, someone saves his life, and he's just like, thank you. You will embark on a sacred journey. This journey will be good for everyone, but you might. And it was just like, what the hell? He just says it out of nowhere.
I know. Dillbomb, thank you for the 100 bits. NC recommendation: The Sandlot.
I thought about it. It's another one of those where I'm like, can I bring up new stuff about it? Can I bring up something interesting? I might be able to, because it is another one of those where it's kind of self-explanatory, but I might be able to find one or two things.
Cameron Blay, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you thought about playing any Simpsons games for Disneycember? Would love to see you try out Simpsons Hit and Run.
Yeah, I forget if I wrote that one down. It's so funny, because I played the game before it, Road Rage, which is kind of what helped inspire it. It's a similar layout, but it's pretty much Crazy Taxi, but with Simpson characters. But I started Hit and Run, and I think the game was just a little too long for me, so I kind of went to it. I'm like, who's gonna remember this anyway? It's like the most famous Simpsons game ever made, so maybe it would make sense to do.
Alex Loves Musicals, thank you for the 100 bits. For next Disneycember, could you please review the Disney Channel original movie, True Confessions? It's the second most mature DCOM besides The Color of Friendship. It's about a young filmmaker who makes a documentary about her twin autistic brother. And Shia LaBeouf plays that brother.
That is somebody, I think it was Tamara, actually.
Probably.
Tamara was saying, she was like, not even ironically, it's a really good movie and stuff like that. So it kind of intrigued me a little bit. So I might. It was going to be one of those, when I did the Disney Channel movies, it was going to be on there. But yeah, I never quite got around to it. But I'm a little curious. That combo sounds very dangerous, but maybe it's well done.
It's a little uncomfortable sometimes. FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the movie Super Size Me?
I didn't care for it. Honestly,
It
it's kind of like Michael Moore stuff. You're just kind of saying well, okay, you just already kind of know this stuff, but you're doing it in a silly, wacky way and whatever. I'll say this. To me, it seems very, very obvious. I mean, fast food's bad for you, clearly. the fact that I guess so many people didn't know that, I guess you could say good job on that. But I don't know. I thought that was pretty straightforward. I don't think they really explained it in that interesting a way. But yeah, there's a lot of folks that I guess really look at fast food differently after that. So okay, I guess there's that.
Monica, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, what are the YouTube censorship standards? I know you often complain about them, but you did show Butthead's butt in Beavis and Butthead review, or a guy having his leg blown off in this week's review.
It's cuckoo. There's no.
We
there's
don't
nothing.
even know.
Yeah, no. They'll sometimes they'll say it, sometimes, and then they'll go back on it, and then they'll change it, and then sometimes they'll just say, "Hey, this got hit for violating our terms." It's like, what are they? And they won't say. So I mean, we just legit don't know. We have to go by like what other people are saying or noticing, or like these trends of getting hit and stuff like that by certain claims. So yeah, it just very. There's one we got hit on Disney's Tarzan. What the fuck's in Disney Tarzan? And we have no idea. And so we don't know what to edit out. We don't know what to take out. The one time we ever heard back was that we got hit on Disney's Hunchback, and we're just like, what the fuck? So we actually did hear back, and they said it was too many swear words too closely together, which makes no sense to me. What does it matter if you have them close together or you space them out? But we saw the scene. It's a scene where we have like Cartman's audio going, cocksucker, motherfucker, something like that. So like, all right, so we just edited that out and re-uploaded it. But we're like, okay, now we know not to do that, have too many swear words together. We have no idea why, but we're not doing it.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, are you familiar with Un Chien Andalou, the famous 1929 French film that has a woman getting dissected?
I think I know what you're talking about. I think I've seen clips of it. Clips I wish I couldn't, I could unsee. I have not seen the whole film, but I guess I have seen, the clips in it. It is, definitely not pleasant to watch. But I guess I should sit down and watch the whole film. I should probably know what the context is the more I think about it.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Which of these 2024 films are you anticipating the most? Kung Fu Panda 4, Dune Part 2, Deadpool 3, or Inside Out 2?
Inside Out 2. I've said they should make a sequel to that for years. I hope they follow through. It already looks like they're kind of going the route I feel like they would, introducing new emotions. I like the idea of their whole place is just kind of ripped apart and put back up. And what is this? What are all these buttons? And I mean, that's just so puberty to me. Like everything's just torn down. It's like, what is everything? And you're in panic mode. So I hope it's good because the first one is still my favorite Pixar movie.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. What actor do you think has the potential to give a great performance but has been held back by the movies that they chose?
I don't know if this is fair because he has given great performances. And maybe it's changed recently, but for a while, Denzel Washington was in that boat. Like, he is such a good actor, but he was just in generic revenge film after generic revenge film or generic cop film after generic cop film. And they were just so boring. And I'm just like, I've seen this guy amazing in films. Why is he doing just these boring flicks? But I feel like I've seen him in one or two things recently. It's been good, but now I'm blanking on them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's the one I'm thinking of now. I'm sure there's more, but yeah, that's the only one that's jumping out to me right now.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Rank these Coen Bros movies: Miller's Crossing, Burn After Reading, A Serious Man, and Hail Caesar.
Probably put Serious Man first. I really like that one. Everyone loves Miller's Crossing. I gotta see it again because I'll just say it. I didn't follow it. The plot was pretty complicated for me, and maybe I was too young in watching it, so I gotta see it again. But I still remember it looking pretty. You know what I mean? So probably I'll still put that second anyway, just because everyone says it's good. I trust everyone. Then probably Burn After Reading, and then Hail Caesar probably.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. One must go. I know my answer immediately. Doritos, Fritos, Pringles, Sun Chips.
Pringles,
right? Fuck Pringles.
Yeah.
No, just kidding.
I'm not a Pringles guy at all. I'm not. I liked him a little bit when I was younger, but I never quite got like, I got to keep eating them. It's like I have one. I'm like, I'm good.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. One must go. Uwe Boll movies, M. Night Shyamalan movies, Rob Snyder movies.
Uh, I'll say Uwe Boll. I actually think he's, out of all the famous bad directors, his are probably the most boring. They're just not that interesting to me. Yeah, even Schneider, when they get bad, it's like they're literally offensively bad, and that's more entertaining to me, honestly. So yeah, I'd probably say that.
Modika says, wow, Pringles hate, unsubscribed.
Well, the official Pringles guy mascot unsubscribing. How about that?
Rancy Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. So, Doug, you said last year that you were probably adding LucasArts games to this year's Disney-cember. The games made by them are like Sam & Max, Monkey Island, Full Throttle, Maniac Mansion, and definitely check out Grim Fandango.
Yeah, and I played all those, and I love them. I don't know, because the game views are they're not doing great. I'm sure part of that is the games that I review. So so I'm assuming like Spider-Man 2 will probably, do well when I review that. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know if that's going to be the new one. I think I have an idea what I'm going to add, but I'm going to take some time off. I need some space from Disney Sember. You and I, we need space. We need to see other Sembers, so I just need a little bit of time there. But yeah, I'll come back and I'll get it figured out.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Would you rather watch The Master of Disguise, the Garbage Pail Kids movie, or deck the halls for 24 straight hours?
Probably Master of Disguise, because it did have that one funny fart joke that started off bad, then got funny, then got bad, then almost had like a resurgence. It was fascinating to watch.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the most recent Christmas episode of Bob's Burgers?
Oh, I liked it, especially for a year where I didn't have a Christmas tree. I feel like it kind of spoke to me. Yeah, no, I definitely really enjoyed that one.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Ever play pickleball?
I don't. Oh, shit.
I have for sure. I've played pickleball. It's like a table tennis. Well, it's not table tennis. It's like tennis, but you got little paddles like it's table tennis. And
yes, I have played this actually. Yeah. I can't remember when, but I know I played it because I remember asking that question. What's pickleball? I didn't think it was a real thing because the name was too stupid.
No, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. There are pickleball leagues.
That's weird.
Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Were you able to check out the Iron Claw? I'm sorry for asking this question a lot. It's just such a good movie.
No, I did see a Dream Scenario though, so I've seen like one of the kind of independent movies I want to check out.
How was it?
It was all right.
Oh, okay.
It was a good idea. It was written well, but it's directed a little weird, and not in a fun weird, if that makes sense. But it was all right. Yeah, so I gotta see that. I saw The Holdovers. I found out I can watch at home too, so I might do that. But I gotta see Godzilla in the theater, man. That's the big one I gotta check out.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, remember you praising Waterworld for its use of stuff? Just lots of mechanical parts moving in a clever way. Another movie I think you should check out to see that is Hotel for Dogs. It's a live-action Nickelodeon movie that's pretty nostalgic too, and Don Cheadle is in it.
That's what I heard. I heard it's actually okay for what it is. Like, it's not like a phenomenal movie, but everyone's like, I don't know, it's kind of clever for, such a ridiculous title. They kind of did what they could with it. So, I might.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you ever seen the movie Valkyrie? Tom Wilkinson is in it, and I think it's a very underrated movie.
No, and it is one of those where the image of Tom Cruise in a Nazi uniform with an eye patch walking badass, I just couldn't take it seriously. But everyone does say it's really, really good. It's based on a true story, be some interesting history and stuff. So I should check it out. But just thinking of it right now is cracking me up. I'm sorry. It just seems so silly. It just seems like give me an Oscar, kind of thing.
Captain Cat, thank you for the 100 bits. Since you finally watched a Steven Seagal movie, did you ever watch the SNL episode he hosted?
No, I've heard enough about it where I kind of feel like I've seen it. But maybe I should sit down, actually. Actually, that's not true. I think I've seen one or two clips. I've seen him just be bad enough, you know what I mean? Where I'm just like, this episode's not going to be fun. I think I watched something else, but now I should go back and watch it because everyone has said, famously, he was like the worst guest host they ever had. So I should check that out.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, have you seen the clip of the Ren and Stimpy reboot that leaked, on Twitter? I personally appreciated the flow of the animation and the fact that Billy West is still on board.
No, Ren and Stimpy reboot. Huh, okay. No, oh no, it's a parody. Okay. Sorry, the parody has Stimpy wearing a "Make America Great Again" hat. I may have to check that out. I gotta see what they do with that. But no, I have not checked this out. It sounds interesting. I should take a look.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Is there an artist whose work you generally don't like, with one exception?
I mean, we talk about like a painter or an actor or a director or something.
I assumed artist they meant like a painter, but I could be wrong.
Okay, could be singer too. Yeah. No, that's such a broad range there. Let me think in terms of like, trying to think if there's an art. Most art, if I don't get into them, I don't look them up. You know what I mean? I don't like try to remember that. I didn't hate this guy. Rob really hated him, but we both agreed he was too all over the
FBL is specifying actor.
Actor, gotcha. Okay. Well, now you never know who that person was. No, Thomas Kincaid was the one we're always
I hate Kincaid.
Yeah, it's like, I don't hate him, but I'm like, this is pretty generic. I don't know why there was so much attention on him. But in terms of actor who like did, usually they have like a couple, and it's usually later in their acting career when they don't have to worry about the brand. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But in terms of like one performance where I was like, whoa, that was good from this actor, and this actor's usually terrible. I guess Broderick was pretty good in like Ferris Bueller. I thought he was all right. And at War Games, he was all right. So maybe kind of like a combo of those two. Just totally all right. And even he's still kind of annoying me as Simba. I'll say those two.
Honest reviewer, thank you for the 150 bits. Happy New Year, Doug and Heather. For a new year means new preparation for Disney-cember, so here's my wish list. Avengers, Earth Mightiest Heroes. Fair warning, some of the episodes are out of order, you'll need a guide. And the Lionsgate produced Marvel animated features. There are 8 of them, and there is a physical collection available to buy, but warning, it is pricey.
Okay, I've never even heard of those. All right, I'll try to check this out.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, at some point, please watch Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide. It's a fun show that teaches legit tips on surviving middle school, but it does it like a live-action cartoon. I've never seen a show like it before or since, one of my personal favorites.
I think somebody, maybe it was you, I'm not sure. Somebody recommended it before, and I think I'd have it on the list somewhere.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the Adam Sandler movie, The Week Of?
I don't even think I've even heard of that one. Hold on. The Week Of. Let's see if that's ringing a bell. Yeah, look at that. 2018? Chris Rock? What? I never knew this existed. I'll try to check it out.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite scene from Home Alone?
Oh, the ending. Him looking out the window and everything. I still think that's like Culkin's best acting, just looking out that window. That is just such a genuine, wonderful moment.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Idea, Nostalgiaween editorial about why Twilight Zone has endured in popularity after so many years.
Maybe, though I feel like I should hand that to Walter.
Right.
I mean, he's literally going through all the episodes, so I feel like it makes the most sense for him to talk about it.
Sean, Doctor, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, now that you've done a Seagal film for the first time, any other filmmakers whose work you haven't done yet would you like to do next? What about an Oliver Stone film like Wall Street, Platoon, or JFK?
I don't get into him. I get why people do. I understand it. His style just never grabbed me. Even ones I know are really good, like the World Trade Center one. I know that's a really good movie, but just something about his style I find really dull and boring. I'm trying to think if there's one that really got. Born on the 4th of July was okay. That has some really good moments in it. Yeah, but no, he doesn't grab me. I'm open to the idea, but yeah, I don't know if that's the dude to do it with.
Strider for Life, thank you for the 100 bits. So how was your New Year's Eve? And who got so drunk they passed out? Not me.
Not me. No, we did. we did the Walker Christmas and New Year's Eve on the same night. So that was kind of fun. So we opened
Yay!
gifts and then we waited for the, midnight and all that stuff. So no, it's pretty laid back. We had a good time and everything. Can't complain.
At movies, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on A24 ditching its art house persona for more commercial fare and IP?
Um, we'll see what they do with it. I mean, I hate to say it, it's kind of a matter of time.
Hmm.
It's kind of like Pixar recycling stuff and everything. Though they did that almost right away. They were like, no sequels, and literally the third film is Toy Story 2. I mean, I feel like you give them a little bit more leeway there, but yeah, that's gonna happen at some point. I hope they do it well. I'm trying to think of ones that they've done so far that like were bad, but yeah, here's hoping they do it well. I want Has Been Hotel to be good, so here's hoping it's good.
Yeah. Rico LeVay, thank you for the 100 bits. I've mentioned this in Heather's stream earlier today, but my friend knows the guy who's making the Mickey Mouse horror film.
Oh, neat. I hope it goes well.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, at some point before Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes comes out in May, will you watch the first two films in the Andy Serkis trilogy? Caesar's story is very captivating and deserves to be fully explored before the next installment.
I probably will. I was even toying with the idea of just doing like all the Planet of the Apes movies, including like the original in there. Because I do like those films and I feel like I can sum them up pretty quick. I don't have to go into like crazy detail about all of them. So those are the only two I haven't seen, on top of the newest one coming out. So yeah, we'll keep you posted.
Strider for Life, thank you for the 100 bits. Is it too early to talk about the new Marvel What If season? I completely forgot that existed, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, I see it advertised, just seeing the
Right.
Watcher with like the Santa hat, but yeah, I didn't even see the first season, so I'm definitely not the guy to talk to about it.
Cameron Blythe, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you think you would do an NC on Brother Bear?
I did a Disney December on it. I feel like that was enough. I feel like I got my thoughts across. It is a shame because it's like it's almost good, and that surprised me. I was really ready to hate it from beginning to end, and I was actually pretty close to liking it.
Matt Gamer, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, Heather, chat, I skipped ahead a few years in the future and Wilkins Coffee has taken over the world, but with your help we can stop him. All we have to... Gets killed by Wilkins' puppet. Wilkins. Without Wilkins, you have no future. JK, lol, Happy New Year, everyone.
Thank you. And seeing how I've never had Wilkins coffee before, I look forward to that future.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on the film Bring It On?
I never saw it. I know it got this following. Even when it came out, I remember some people were like really split, like, nah, this is stupid. And other people saying, that's actually smarter than it seems. So, yeah, I don't know. I should probably watch it.
Alexander, oh, I just read that. Sorry. Orlando Garcia. Sorry, I couldn't speak for a second there. Thank you for the 100 bits. I'm so excited for the Sonic Symphony coming to San Francisco on January 6th. Been over a year, but I'm still not over Sonic Frontiers getting snubbed for Best Musical Score. Never forget.
Aw.
Never forget.
No, never forget. Never forget. Well, cool. I hope it goes well.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you ever seen one of those What If Michael Bay directed videos?
I feel like we've made half of them.
Right?
I guess not. Yeah, I'll try to check them out.
At movies, thank you for the 100 bits. Did you see Godzilla Minus One yet? And if so, what are your thoughts?
Not yet. I'm probably gonna maybe check it out next week.
Good.
I got some time off coming up, and I really do want to see it on the big screen. So yeah, I'm gonna do my best to see it then. I hope it's still around by that point.
Yeah. Rancy Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, did you know that Disney's Hollywood Pictures made the 1995 Judge Dredd movie? Will we see it in a future Disney December?
I think someone brought that up before, and I can't remember if I wrote that down or not. But if that is true, absolutely. I would love to talk about that film again.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. I admit this is objectively false, but I think war films have some of the best movies of all time. Hacksaw Ridge, Saving Private Ryan, 1917, Black Hawk Down, The Hurt Locker, etc., etc. All movies that I personally love.
No, there's a reason they keep making films about. I mean, it's like it's both the best and the worst of humanity, isn't it? I mean, that's just the whole idea. I mean, I shouldn't say idea, but that's what comes out of war, isn't it? So of course it's going to make some interesting stories. It's the ultimate conflict, battle, brother fighting brother, all that stuff. So yeah, that's not surprising.
At movies, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the John Carpenter movie Assault on Precinct 13?
I don't think I saw that. It's funny. I know that title. I don't know anything about it though. I guess I should check it out.
Yeah. EA, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, have you ever thought of making movie career as an actor or best of all voice actor in actual feature films?
I like the control I have right now. I like the freedom that I have right now. The original plan was to go like the Hollywood route and make movies and stuff like that. But I became a different person. I don't think I could take the stress of it. I really admire the people that do go that route and work within that world because it is very stressful. But also, I found out a weird thing about me. Any idea I have or I try to write or create and stuff like that, it usually gets made by someone else. Somebody else has the same idea as me and they usually make it better. So I mean, I guess I could see it as motherfucker my ideas, but it's like, but they're being made, they're being put out there, and they're being put out there in a good way. So yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, I don't think I belong there. I think I like the Midwest too much. I think I like kind of the suburban life a little too much. And again, just the creative freedom is like amazing. So yeah, I don't know. I feel pretty comfortable where I am. I'm really glad I have this job.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Fanscription idea. What if Seinfeld existed in the Hunger Games universe? Kramer, Jerry, come on, join the rebellion. You can be the Mockingjay, Jerry. But I don't want to be the Mockingjay.
Or if it's called Hunger Games, we have Newman looking at Kramer as a turkey right before. Yeah, no, there's ideas there.
Half Crooked Grin, thank you for the 100 bits. 3 recommendations for Disney-cember: Iron Will, 1994, Tall Tale, 1995, and Fillmore, 2002 to 2004, full episodes on YouTube.
Oh, okay. That's not a bad idea, the Fillmore show, because I know that has a following, and it kind of looked fun for what it was. I should check that out. I did see Tall Tale. Tall Tale's bad. That's a bad movie. So that might be fun to check out at some point, too. Those aren't bad recommendations.
Haunted Joker, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on insert movie people ask about, but you haven't commented on yet?
I mean, it's the worst piece of shit I've ever seen. There, I said it. Y'all know now.
Amazing. Alex Loves Musicals, thank you for the 100 bits. There was an Italian Pinocchio movie that came out in 2019 that was more loyal to the original source material. That movie gave me the creeps, and I recommend it.
I had to sit down and watch it again because when I was watching it, I was getting some other work done. I do remember liking it. I do remember it being pretty close to the book, but it didn't have my full attention because I was doing something else. I should watch it again. And I got it. I bought it and everything. So I should definitely check that out again. So thank you for the reminder.
Fat Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Which weapon do you like better? The Whippy Whips from God of War or the Pew Pew Blaster from Jedi Survivor?
I think it's got to be the Whippy Whips, man. That just feels so good. It's literally fire. It's literally fire.
Dante, thank you for the 100 bits. Question for both of you, and sorry if it's personal. When you got married, were you nervous? And if yes, what did you do to calm your nerves?
No. I think the only thing I was nervous about is just stuff like people showing up on time. We had somebody that showed up, a little late, but made it in time for the ceremony and stuff. And getting pictures in between the wedding and the reception, that was a little hectic. I remember that was a little like stressful. Are we gonna have enough time? We're gonna get the pictures done and getting everyone together. But everything else was very laid back and nice, and it's cool because I always say that is probably my favorite day out of everything, because on top of marrying the person you love, everywhere you look, there's someone you recognize and you like. And I know it sounds weird, but when you think about being in a room like that, where every face and it's a pleasant, and they're all so happy for you, it's a really surreal, nice feeling. So yeah, it was a good day. How about you, Heather?
Yeah, I wasn't very nervous at all, but I had also dated Lucas for like 8 or 9 years before we got married. So like I wasn't like, "Oh my gosh, is this the right one? Am I doing the right thing?" Like we'd been dating for a long time. Yeah, okay, this was pretty inevitable. And to nobody's surprise, I had everything very organized. I had everything very organized. I had people who were like my point of contact so that if something did go wrong, they knew the protocol. Like,
Oh wow! Holy
yeah.
shit.
Oh, Doug, I was organized. I was organized, but not a bridezilla, okay?
I was organized with my checkbook. That was my contribution.
Fantastic, fantastic. I think I am going to start the poll in just a second here, okay? It's typed up, it's all ready to rock and roll. Before we actually hit the start poll button, you will have 10 minutes to vote, and this always is a question. It's at the top of chat, okay? It's not like you're gonna put it in chat, you're not gonna type what you want. It's like at the top of chat, okay? That's where it's going to be. It'll look like almost a hype train box that you'll have to click on and drop down and select the answer. We are not doing it where you can use your channel points for extra votes, okay? This is gonna be a fair one. No extra channel points to get what you want. And these are Doug's selections that you are going to be voting on. Lego Star Wars, Dreamlight Valley, yes, Disney's Dreamlight Valley, Limbo, a fantastic game if I do say so myself, or Telltale's The Walking Dead, all right? It's going to be starting now. It's going to be 10 minutes. It should be up there in just a second. There you go. Fantastic. Constable Gamer, thank you for the raid. Welcome on in. Appreciate that. Dino Mike, thank you for the 100 bits. Have any of you guys seen Godzilla -1? I saw it last week and it was amazing. If so, what are your thoughts? Doug is not cool enough, so he hasn't seen it yet, but I have. It's great. It's awesome. I cannot recommend it enough. It is so good.
I'm gonna
Amazing.
try to check it out next week. I'm really hoping it's still on the big screen by next week because I do want to see it in theaters.
It was like a surprise sleeper hit for me at the end of the year. It was like literally one of my favorite movies of the year.
That's what so many people are saying. Like even people that aren't like really into Godzilla are like, this movie's fucking phenomenal. So I'm really curious to check it out. And I like Godzilla.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. This is just a silly superstition of mine, but I always believe even-numbered years are unlucky years. 1984 and 2020 are even-numbered years after all. Again, a silly superstition, so I shouldn't be looking too deep into it. Still, though, watch out. Elections are this year, lest we forget. I don't think we'll be able to forget.
Or forgive. No, I used to have a similar superstition. I can't remember if it was odd years or even number years. Having 2 bad years back to back, that'll change that.
Juana Joker, thank you for the 100 bits. I asked Malcolm last Friday in chat. He's up for a review of Coming to America and playing multiple roles. Can he play the lead singer of Sexual Chocolate?
I really like that movie. I'm not sure what I would add to it. That again is very straightforward and everybody can enjoy. But I do really like that film. If I can think of a unique point of view or something unique to say about it, I'll do it. But I don't know. It's just so straightforward why it's funny and enjoyable.
At Movies, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, I think I know the perfect X-Men character you could play, Bernard the Poet.
Well, thank you. Man, no Xavier with the bald or anything like that. All right, I'll take it.
Mumra, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the series Xena and Hercules? I watched a lot when it originally aired on TV. Also, all 6 seasons are both finally on streaming service thanks to Amazon Prime this month.
I remember liking them. I didn't get into them too much, and I know that the fun is they're supposed to be campy and stuff like that, and they had charming actors and all that good stuff. But I don't know, it never did that much to me. But I totally understand people that really get into them.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. What's your favorite Fire Marshal Bill skit? My top 2 are the ones when he's teaching a class in a school and when he's in a hospital.
Man, trying to think of. I remember there's one. was he? I think maybe it was in a hospital, something like that, where something happens where he chops off his leg, up to like the knee, and just the action he does, where it's like somehow he mimics it, where it really looks like he just puts his leg that isn't there out and tries to take a step and falls over. So you just see his knee go like that. He just completely falls over, and it doesn't sound funny to explain it, but it was done so naturally, like there really was a leg there moving, that it really cracked me up.
Alex loves musicals. Thank you for the 100 bits. In a previous stream, you mentioned maybe doing a video on emotional storytelling using Snow White and The Wizard of Oz as examples. I was wondering if you're going to make it. It sounds fascinating.
Yeah, I'll do it at some point. I'll probably when I get back to doing second videos again, which hopefully will be maybe in February or end of January. I'll probably do one then. I always got the holy trinity of Snow White, Wizard of Oz, and Where the Wild Things Are. Little bit of a gap in between those last two, but yeah, those are the three that I think, like, man, these are, if you just want to know what it's like to have a story that's entirely emotionally driven, there's very little logic to it. It's just letting the emotions take over the steering wheel. Like, those are the movies, in my opinion. They're done very, very smart.
If you're just joining us, because I saw some new numbers pop up here, please vote in the poll for what game Doug should play next on a Friday. It's above chat. It's right there. It is neck and neck. Lego Star Wars and Walking Dead Telltale are one
Okay.
vote apart.
Oh, crazy. Okay, all right.
Yep. So don't forget to vote. It's right above us. There's still probably about 5 or 6 minutes left in the poll, but take a vote. Rancy Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, can we please get an NC of Mars Needs Moms?
Maybe. I have it on the list. It is quite bad. It's so unpleasant, though. It's so unpleasant to look at and experience and everything. But of course, that just makes it all the more fun to review, doesn't it? So I might do it as like an editorial review or something.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you guys have a favorite song by Queen of the Stone Age? Oh, Queens of the Stone Age. I know them. Come on, Heather.
Queens of the Stone Age. That might be one of those. I probably heard the songs, but I'm not.
Yes, I know their songs.
I recognize these titles, but I don't. Oh, fucking Dave Grohl. Huh. Okay. I know these names. I have to hear them though. It's not one of those where I can just look at the name and be like, oh yeah, I know that song. Like, I have to hear it. That's 9 out of 10 times. That's how I am with songs. So yeah, I'm sorry. If I recognize the names, I probably do remember liking the songs, but I'm blanking out. I'm so sorry.
And I feel like I'm not confident enough to be singing these songs to you. You know what I mean?
I'll try to look it up. Maybe after stream or something, look up those songs.
Yeah. At Movies, thank you for the 100 bits. This Nostalgiaween, could you review the Dark Tower movie for Stephen King? That one is bad.
I've thought about it. And I guess I don't know a lot of the other King books that well, but that one has like such a following. It's such a long series where I feel like if I'm gonna talk about it, it should be reviewed by someone who is an expert on those books. So I've kind of stayed away from it, but I don't know. I guess I could talk about it just on my own. I should write that down actually, because I don't think I have that on the list.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. There's a great Whose Line moment from the Penn and Teller episode where during a sketch, I think either Ryan or Colin says, your names are things you'd find in a bank, a pen and a teller. And Penn bursts out laughing, and it's so genuine because it seems like he never put that together before.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, I gotta check that out. That actually does sound very funny.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. I want to add to a question that was asked earlier. Who is the better Western actor, Sam Elliott or Chuck Norris?
Oh, Sam Elliott. And Chuck Norris is fun. It's like a gimmicky little thing, but Sam Elliott is a legit, really good actor. And you wouldn't think it with, that voice so deep and blah, 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 but like, he is really fucking good.
Don't forget to vote in the poll if you haven't already. We've got about 3 minutes left, and there are still only 2 votes separating Lego Star Wars and Telltale Walking Dead. So don't forget, vote above chat. It's above chat. At the top of chat, rather. Captain Cat, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, have you seen the show Braceface? It's an animated series starring Alicia Silverstone.
I know what it is. I think it's one of those when I came home, like I would see it just kind of on TV. So if you show me like a picture of it, I would recognize it. But I mean, I don't know if it's any good or anything like that.
Sorry, I am just watching this poll. It's wild. It's now
Yeah.
people just keep slowly voting and it's like Walking Dead, Star Wars, Walking Dead, Star Wars. It is neck and neck.
I finally dropped it down so I can watch now too.
At Movies, thank you for the 100 bits. Since you just talked about Steven Seagal for the first time, now you have to do Neil Breen.
I should. You know, it's one of those things where I feel like I was lucky getting to Tommy Wiseau because I got to it just the right time when people were just starting to realize who that was, and then I was one of the few videos talking about him. But Neil Breen, I feel like everybody's talked about, and I've seen the reviews, and they're very, very funny. I don't know. I'd have to find like a unique one to do or something where I'm like, okay, I can say something that I can make a joke that nobody else has made. You know what I mean? So I gotta look more into it. They are very, very funny.
Rancy Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. So, Doug, I can't wait for you to review Nightmare Ned for this year's Disney-cember. All the episodes were considered lost media until all episodes were found during the pandemic.
Oh, excuse me. I do have it on the list. I'll see if I won't lie because a lot of new things come out from Disney and I do knock things that are on the list, you know, I'll get them next year and stuff like that. That's not something I have a ton of demand for. So it might be one of those things where I'm like, well, if I need to knock something like that would probably be it. But I do want to check it out. I do want to see it. So it is on the list. That's still not a promise I'm going to see it, but I do want to check it out.
Modica, thank you for the 100 bits. Since Steamboat Willie is in public domain now, any interest in doing a video on it, either an NC or a Dark Toons?
Sound, everybody! It's terrifying. It's so dark. Dark Toons. I don't know what I would do on that. I have thought about like, is there anything I can do with this? And yeah, I don't know. I'm not. I'm not thinking of anything off the bat. And maybe part of it too is I want to see what everyone else does first, because we all knew a horror movie was coming, and probably a couple. And it is fun seeing people like just kind of mess around with it right now. So again, I'm one of those people where it's like my ideas. I tend to have a similar idea when everyone else does too. So it's like let them do it first, and then when that's done, see what I can come up with. You know what I mean? Because yeah, they are usually too similar.
And Lego Star Wars has won.
All right.
Lego Star Wars won. That was quite the battle, though. Quite the battle.
I have never, you know, it's so funny because I did not even know these games were popular until I think that what's it called, Summoning Salt or something like that. This guy does these speed run videos. Yeah, one of there, and he only does like ones where there's like a huge community for them. And there's like Star Wars. And I was just like, is it that big? Like, I mean, of course, the video has like millions upon millions of hits. I'm just like, okay, maybe I should check these out. Maybe I've really been missing something.
Yeah, I mean, there's the newer Skywalker saga too. So, like, yeah, especially with that, for sure, for sure.
Well, so I was looking to do whatever the original ones were that came out. I'm assuming are the most popular. So that would be like the prequel ones, right?
The Skywalker saga has all of them, I believe, all 9 movies.
All right, well, we'll see how We'll see how I want to play them in order.
Okay.
So the first ones that came out were the prequel. Well, okay, literally, but yeah, you know, like in the video game verse, whatever. The first ones were like the Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones and stuff, right?
Sorry, say that again. I was reading chat. I couldn't process.
The first Lego Star Wars game that came out was like Phantom Menace or Attack of the Clones, right?
Doug is correct. Thank you, Macbeth. Yeah, I wasn't sure. Honestly, I wasn't sure.
Okay, so yeah, I think that's what I'm aiming towards. We'll play it in order. And what we are doing, I know a lot of people are probably saying, wasn't that kind of short? Yes, because there is going to be a moment where I take a little time off in January, so we wanted something that was kind of short in there. But, you know, I feel like people are curious to see my reaction to, so that'll be a lot of fun.
Today. Okay, great. Yeah. Someone said, too, the Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga is the best-selling Star Wars game ever. I believe that.
Weird. Okay. Yeah. Man, I just missed all of this. So I'm just getting more and more excited about this. Like, man, what is it about these games that are just so, like, got so many people interested? So, yeah, I'm curious to check it out.
I've never played them either, but I've heard they're charming as hell, so.
Yeah.
Thank you for Hype Train number 2 as well, chat. Thank you.
Champion. Okay.
Modica, thank you for the 100. Oh, I just read that. Sorry. CM Sully, thank you for the 100 bits. Oh, forgot to ask if either of you watched Doctor Who. What did you think of the episode The Giggle? I will admit one specific scene that involves the Spice Girls slayed me. I believe I know which episode you're talking about. I've been really enjoying these newer specials, but The Giggle was a good one. So it's been good stuff. I finally watched the Christmas special the other day too for Ncuti Gatwa's first full adventure as the Doctor. I thought it was really fun. I know some people were mad about it, but I thought it was really fun and I enjoyed it for sure. Orlando.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't watch Doctor Who. I'm sorry. I miss like all that.
Yeah, that's all right. Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Which movie is most disrespectful? Patch Adams for depicting Hunter Adams as a big melodramatic joke, or Pearl Harbor for depicting Navy SEALs as undisciplined?
I mean, for me, Pearl Harbor, because I mean, it's like, Patch Adams has like, some real, has some real ideas and everything. It's like worth looking into and everything. But I mean, like, with Pearl Harbor, I mean, it's just so under the guise of like, God bless America, and saying you're not even really gonna tell their story or like what really happened on these ships and everything. I don't know. I feel like you could say the same thing with Titanic, but I think Titanic was trying to get kind of in like, the mindset of these passengers, both the lower deck and the upper deck. I thought that was very clever. Like, what do I know about these, people on Pearl Harbor, these sailors and everything, these soldiers? It's like, I don't. I know so little about them. So I feel like that was the bigger insult.
At Movies, thank you for the 100 bits. Would you ever bring back Shut Up and Talk?
Man, I did like doing them. I like talking to people. I like finding out about people and stuff like that. It's just a little too much work. And again, as I'm getting older, it is becoming harder to kind of do everything. So I don't know. I wouldn't be against it. It would have to be something where I'd have to have like somebody else, do the. I'd love to do the interview and have somebody else do the rest. You know what I mean?
Sean, thank you for the 100 bits. Talking of Planet of the Apes, did you ever see either of the TV versions from the 70s? There was a live action series and an animated one.
I've seen clips of them, so I know, again, if you were to show them to me, I would recognize them, but I've never seen an entire episode.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Which 2009 adaptation of a children's book did you like more? Fantastic Mr. Fox or Where the Wild Things Are?
Probably Where the Wild Things Are. That's like one of my favorite movies. I really love Fantastic Mr. Fox, but Where the Wild Things Are, that was just a whole new ball game, in my opinion. I've never seen a film do something quite like that with that idea. I thought that was so clever. And again, it really took me a while to figure out what it was doing. And I like films that challenge me that way. It's like, we're not going to spell this out. We're not going to spoon feed it to you, especially for a kid's film, to do that. I thought that was, I don't know. I still love watching that movie. I get so sucked into just how different it is and brilliant it is.
Cameron Blythe, thank you for the 100 bits. I know you're not the biggest slasher fan, but how would you rank these characters? Freddy, Jason, Michael, Chucky?
Probably Chucky first. I think he has the most personality. Then Freddy. Then Myers. Then Jason, I guess. But yeah, again, like you said, I'm not the hugest slasher guy, so I mean, I probably just committed blasphemy, with that order. But yeah, the ones I like are weird. I like Candyman. I like Terrifier. I still consider Sweeney Todd a slasher film. You know what I mean? I love Sleepaway Camp. Those are the ones I like.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Sorry, I should have been more specific. What if Michael Bay directed as a video series on TikTok, where someone takes the ending of a movie most of the time, edits the song, what I've done from Transformers, then at the cut off, they play the directed by Michael Bay clip?
I have seen those, and I've seen them on YouTube. I believe they're on TikTok as well. Maybe they took them from TikTok and put them on YouTube. But yes, those are very, very funny.
Party Crasher, thank you for the 100 bits. I love the On Deadly Ground review. Other good bad Seagal films are Under Siege 2 and Marked for Death. Marked for Death, especially since they go into some hilarious voodoo horror elements. Also, Keith David is in it.
Okay. It's funny. I never knew if Under Siege 2 was good because I did like the first one. I thought the first one was pretty fun. But yeah, I always kind of heard mixed things about the second one, like it's all right, or like it's or it's not that great, but it's not awful. So hearing it's like bad, that would be pretty interesting.
Modika, thank you for the 100 bits. Speaking of your wedding, Doug, is it true that you and your wife did your first dance to Hotel California?
No.
I'd love to hear where that rumor came from.
Some of these rumors are fun. Some of them, there's a great one where at a con, like Rob's really pissed off and he's on his phone, and like I'm trying to like make up for him like being so grumpy, and like at some point he just says like piss off or something, and I look at the fan, I say you should probably leave. And we just love the story so much that Brad Jones actually wrote it into the Second Cinema Snob story to make it where like this scene actually happens. So yeah, every once in a while we hear one of these stories that we're just like, well, it didn't happen, but it's hilarious.
Yeah. Well, what was your first dance then?
I think it was What a Wonderful World. Let me see.
That's cute.
Or no, shit, was it? No. Okay. I may see. Here's where I get mixed up.
Okay.
My brother had It's a Wonderful World. We had Somewhere Over the Rainbow that has It's a Wonderful World in it. So that's how I always remember. I'm like, okay, one of us has one of us have Rainbow Over the Rainbow. I'm like, that's how I remember, because we got kind of both in ours. We had What a Wonderful World and Somewhere Over the Rainbow. So that's the Hawaiian one, the guy just playing the ukulele.
Yes.
Singing.
Yes, I do. We had our first dance to a song called I Love You Like a Burrito, because that's the kind of person that I am. I've
never heard that song, but I am never going to forget that song.
I never will. Rancy Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, Disney did own Deke, and I'm pretty sure they also owned Power Rangers and Tom and Jerry at one point.
I know they owned Power Rangers. Tom and Jerry I didn't know about. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, no, I totally didn't know that about. Why is Deke the most interesting to me out of all this? I don't know why. That's just so far removed for me.
A Pagan Priest, thank you so much for gifting that sub to Spike. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Sean, thank you for the 100 bits. So we know the internet is going to create porn and horror from Steamboat Willie, but what would you like to create from this IP? Happy 2024.
I don't know. I'm not going to lie. I am one of those people that's like, what could I do with this? And it's like, I just know so many people, like I said before, I know so many people are going to do the ideas I first come up with. So it is something I think I got to sit on for a little bit. I was thinking like a dramatic version, just this guy that works on the steamboat, but the captain's keeping him down and stuff like that. So he stages like a mutiny, or say, just actually make it like a big drama or something. But I'm like, nah, somebody's going to do that. They're probably already going to do it in the horror film. So I don't know yet. I definitely, there's possibilities, but there's almost too many possibilities. So I gotta let marinate for a bit.
Rancy Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, we are getting a new Kingdom Hearts game this year, mobile game, Also, are you going to play the last two console Kingdom Hearts games, Dream Drop Distance or 0.2 before Kingdom Hearts 4?
Maybe we were talking about like, do we do another Kingdom Hearts game or not before 4? So maybe we'll do the same thing. Maybe we'll do like a vote or something and see what people want for a longer game after the Lego Star Wars here. So yeah, we'll see.
Sean, thank you for the 100 bits. In the original script for Wish, Magnifico and Amaya were supposed to be an evil power couple, and the star was supposed to be a love interest for Asha. Would this have made the movie good, or would it still have fallen flat? Sorry if you've asked this already.
the star's a love interest? What? Like the star comes down, it becomes like a person. I'm hoping that's what they're talking about. I just imagine her making out with this little like, this little thing from WALL-E.
Thinking about it too hard.
I don't know. Well, how can you not when you're told something like that? Like, what the fuck? Well, no, because honestly, now just the idea of like a star coming down, becoming human, it's like that's actually kind of interesting. I guess everyone was really upset about like the husband and wife not being a villain couple, because I guess Disney never did that in a movie. I don't think it would have changed much, and I bet I know why they did. There's one scene where they're singing this song about rebellion and stuff, and the queen opens the door and the song stops, And then she continues to sing the song. I bet they're like, I got a cool scene, but it has to be with the queen. You know what I mean? Because, like, she doesn't have much personality outside of that. So it was either like she's going to surprise everyone by being good, or she's going to surprise everyone by being bad, kind of thing. That was probably what they were going to do with it. Yeah, I don't think it would have, I don't think it would change much.
Chat is saying that yes, it was supposed to be a shapeshifter, like it would have been a
Gotcha.
humanoid.
Okay. I mean, I think that would have been more interesting. Not that it has to be a romance, but just the star being like a shape-shifting entity, I think would have been cool.
King Croaker, when you kiss upon a star. Exactly.
Yeah, maybe that's it. They're like, you wish upon it, you don't kiss upon it.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite football movie?
Huh. I haven't seen a ton, honestly. In fact, that's probably one I think I'd have to like look them up. Yeah, man, I'm really trying to. I guess School Ties is technically a football movie. Is that really going to be my choice? Oh, I did see Remember the Titans, and I liked it.
Remember the Titans is good.
Oh, and I do like Rudy as well. Rudy's a good movie.
Modika, thank you for the 100 bits. Telltale's The Walking Dead losing the poll brought me joy. Aww.
I do legit want to play the game.
Yeah.
All those games I legit want to play.
Of all the choices, Doug did make that choice himself.
Yeah, no, none of these are like, hey, you got to play this or whatever. It's like, no, these are all ones I was interested in playing. And I probably will play at some point. It's not like, well, that's it, I'm never going to play it.
Right.
No, we just wanted to open up to people, see what people are down for and interested in, stuff like that. And I don't know, I kind of like the idea of letting people vote. So we'll probably do more of those.
Rico, thank you so much for the 1,000 bits. Really appreciate that. No question, just sharing the love. Well, we appreciate that.
Thank you.
And then Rico, thank you for the 100 more bits. Again, no question, just sharing the love.
Well, thank you again.
We receive it and we accept it. Thank you. Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. A moment of silence for Noah Zinner. He's been wanting Walking Dead playthrough for the longest time. I know. Y'all don't need to dogpile. You don't need to dogpile.
That doesn't mean I'm not ever gonna play it or anything. Like I said, I am very interested in playing all those games. And I'll get to them at some point.
Cameron Blythe, thank you for the 100 bits. Lego Star Wars Complete Saga has episodes 1 through 6 and was released in 2007, while Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga was in 2020 with episodes 1 through 9.
Okay. I want to say I remember seeing ads for the newer one coming out. Or maybe that was the Christmas special. Didn't they do like a holiday special with the Lego Star Wars or something?
They did, but that wasn't a game. That was...
Yeah, I know, but it was like based on kind of the same idea. Well, I guess they talk in that one, don't they? Because isn't that the thing? They just do that like the Sims thing kind of thing? Or do they actually talk in Lego Star Wars?
No, they do like some mumbling.
Yeah, okay. Which I think is pretty funny. I don't know. I think I've seen clips, and I was already like, I can see why people find these charming. So it'll be fun to actually play it for the first time.
Well, and chat, okay, I haven't played these, so let's get this clear. The Complete Saga with episodes 1 through 6 and the Skywalker Saga, they're two separate things, right? Or if Doug gets the Skywalker Saga, is 1 through 6 still the same?
That's a good question, yeah.
I'm not 100% sure, if I'm being honest, because I've never played.
Got one yes.
They are very different. They're totally different. Two separate things. Okay. Thank you, chat. They're separate.
That's kind of what I figured, yeah.
Okay.
So I guess we'll do the first one. Like I said, I'm more interested in the original
the Complete Saga, then.
Yeah, okay.
There we go. Rancy Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. Fun fact, up until recently, speaking of, the Lego games had no dialogue, only mumbles. When you play the Lego games, there is an option to turn on the mumbles and it makes everything better when you play the mumbles for the most laughs.
That sounds like the most fun. I think that's just a funny idea. I think the first time I played one of these, I didn't play much of it, but one of these newer Sims games, I thought it was broken.
Oh, really?
Because I really thought, I'm like, what the hell are they saying? It must be a glitch or something. I'm like, I didn't know that was the style of it.
It's the Sims language.
Yeah, so I'm kind of looking forward to seeing how they do that with Lego Star Wars.
Haunted Joker, thank you for the 100 bits. I meant earlier asking your thoughts on a movie that you pick, that people have asked about, but you haven't reviewed yet.
Uh, I mean, Borrowers is one. The one that comes out next week is one I've gotten a lot of requests for. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I usually write them down, and I'm like, okay, if this gets a lot of requests, I usually get to it eventually. Kung Pao, Way of the Fist. That's one I bought
Oh.
the DVD. I was gonna do it in January, but I think it has to be February. Because I don't think I'm gonna have time to review. I'm gonna do like a top 11 list, but I'll get to it in February because that's another one. Just people for years have been asking me to review that one. I've never seen it.
Sean, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen any of the screen adaptations of The Day of the Triffids? To my knowledge, there's a bug screen version from 1962 and two different BBC versions.
I I don't think I know what a Triffid is.
I have never heard of that before.
Look at that! Oh, look at these things. Okay. Oh, these are some cool looking creatures. All right. Huh. Oh, this kind of looks fun. All right. I'll try to check this out. I love the design of these things. These weird creatures.
Demonaires, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, have you seen Blue Eyed Samurai on Netflix yet? And if so, what are your thoughts?
No, I hear it's great. I've heard a
Same.
lot of people talk about it, but I have not gotten around to seeing it.
Demonaires, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, do you plan on doing an NC for Disney's Wish?
Uh, Probably not. Again, I think I got it all out in the Disney December. I don't know if there's anything extra I can really add to it. But sometimes things change. Actually, people would probably like to see that when they. It might not be a bad idea.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. All of the Steamboat Willie / public domain talk makes me think, do you guys think in a way Cuphead is this century's Steamboat Willie? I mean, it's stylistically similar, I suppose,
Like,
but
I'm trying to think in terms of video games. Has it done anything that revolutionary? It's brought a style back, not just the
that's true.
not just that old old 20s cartoon style, but also just sort of the I mean, I guess our side-scrolling games are still around, but that
They are, for sure.
yeah, that type of game I didn't really see that much, and I feel like I saw more of after Cuphead. So I guess there's that, or even just sort of the hand-drawn being more in. I'll say that too. I feel like I could be wrong, but after Cuphead, I feel like hand-drawn animation online went up more. And that could just be a coincidence. Maybe everybody was just having the same idea at the same time. But yeah, I should be curious to see that. Like, did the Has-Been Hotel and all that start before or after Cuphead?
Rancy Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, you can play all the Lego games multiplayer. I have so many memories of screwing over my brothers in that game.
All right, keep that in mind.
T-Man, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you watched any videos by Captain Christian? Love his video essays about Roger Rabbit and Bugs Bunny.
I don't. Wait, hold on. Oh, it's this. Hold on. If it's spelled, oh my.
With K's. Captain Christian with.
Okay, maybe Christian. If this is the guy I'm thinking about, I might know these days. Yes, this guy does very good videos. He doesn't do that many, sadly, but they are very good. They look wonderful. It's good commentary. They're usually not that long either, and he does a good job squeezing everything into a short amount of time. His one on Adult Swim was really, really good. But again, the way he did one on Toonami as well. Yeah, they're very, very well done. He did a fascinating one that I'm like, what? How much can you really talk about this? The X-Men costumes in the comics, which you would think, well, how fascinating is that? But the deep dive of it was really interesting. Like he said, Wolverine and Cyclops are always at opposite ends. They're always at each other's throats and stuff. He said they have reverse colors. Wolverine's mostly yellow with hints of blue, and Cyclops is mostly blue with hints of yellow. I'm like, I never fucking noticed that. Like, that was fascinating to me. Like, little things like that I was suddenly like really intrigued by.
Cameron Blythe, thank you for the 100 bits. There was also a Lego Star Wars Clone Wars game. I never played it as much.
Maybe we'll check that out in the future too.
That's Disney Nerd. Thank you for the 100 bits. Here are my top 3 surprises and disappointments from 2023. Surprises: Wonka, Saw 10, Nimona. Disappointments: Rebel Moon, Shazam 2, Super Mario Bros.
Oh, right. That's fine. A lot of people like Super Mario Bros.
I
But
did.
when somebody doesn't like it, which isn't many, but when critics don't like it, I'm not like, what? It's like, I understand.
Right. I get it. I get it. Master Tiebreaker, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, haven't seen you since last year. Laughs in original joke. Totally. Speaking of jokes, if April Fool's Day ever lands on a Wednesday, you should put up a Phantom Menace review, and the video is just you looking at the camera and saying, it's bad.
We talked about maybe having like AI write an episode and do it for Phantom Menace, because that is one of those where
That's
it's like
funny.
everyone said everything about Phantom Menace. I tried to look into it. I just didn't have time to figure out like how the software works and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So it's still a possibility, but yeah, we still haven't gotten around to it.
Keith Creature, thank you for the 100 bits. Did you hear about Megamind 2 being in production? The plot is, allegedly, Megamind trying to take over the world through social media influencing.
Maybe 5 years ago, that'd be interesting. Now that seems a little like it's been done. It's too on the nose. But you know, maybe they could add a new spin to it. I don't know if that's really the plot to it. The first one's okay. People that like it just fucking love it, man. They act like it changed their lives and stuff. So I don't know. Maybe I gotta see it again. I thought it was passable, but man, people really get into it.
Rancy Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. Also, Doug, Disney did make the Judge Dredd movie, and will we see it Disney-cember on the Isle of Dogs?
That is one I have on the list too, because I did see it and I enjoyed it quite a bit. But it's one of those another one of those I had to keep knocking off the list because other things just got in the way. Yeah, I'll do that probably this year.
On a Joker, thank you for the 100 bits. It's the Comedy Central roast of Doug Walker. Which YouTubers or celebrities do you invite to roast you?
Let's see.
Can you imagine Tommy Wiseau roasting you?
Oh my god.
That would be brilliant. That would be the snake eating its tail, and I love it.
Man, what the or even just like, and he accidentally just makes fun of Greg Sestero.
Poor Greg. Oh no.
Yeah, but he would definitely be there. That's a good question, actually. I don't know. That's a fun question just to ask, like, your friends in general. I feel like James Rolfe would be there. Brad would be there. Everyone here, Tamara, Malcolm, Heather, all them would be there. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a decent enough lineup for now. Everyone ever met in my life, because they all have shit to say about me.
Sean, thank you for the 100 bits. Last one for me today, for Doug to read as Mickey. Pete, look at me. Look at me. I'm the captain now.
Pete, look at me. Look at me. Look at me. I'm the captain now.
Amazing. Fantastic. Thank you.
Actually, that's already pretty funny. Captain Phillips with Steamboat Willie. That's fucking hilarious.
Honest reviewer, thank you for the 100 bits. I know we all joke about Aquaman 2, and it's deserved, but at least it already made its money, which is something that neither Wish or the Marvels have done yet, despite them being around for over a month. Now, will Aquaman break even is the real question.
Wait, so if don't they mean if it made money that it broke even? Isn't that what that means, or no?
I would think so, but I guess I don't know what the distinction is between making its money and breaking even. Maybe breaking even would mean it would make more than...
I mean, that'd be making a profit, though. So, yeah, I will say this. I am not... When a film bombs, I legit feel bad, even if it's a film I hate, because I do know a lot of people worked very hard on it. And I don't want people to lose a lot of money on something where people, put a lot of money into it.
Right.
At the very least, I am okay if a film does not do well, but it does break even. It makes its money back. I'm very okay with that, because usually those films don't get a sequel, don't get a follow. They're like, no, that's too close and stuff like that. But I do, even though we can make jokes about it and stuff, I do legit feel bad when a movie loses money.
Yeah. Rico, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you ever heard of a game called Until Dawn?
I don't think so. Let me see.
It's good. You would like it. It's
game?
It's a horror game. It's kind of got the choice-based elements. It's like Detroit Become Human, where it's got some of the choice-based stuff where your actions, it's a butterfly
Okay.
type game. Your actions have consequences. Your actions kind of decide who lives, who dies, all that.
Oh,
It's
this looks pretty fun. Yeah,
it's really fun. It really plays on the tropes of like a whole bunch of college, high school, whatever co-eds in a cabin together, and then things just go terribly wrong.
Okay, I do recall this now. I think Brad did like a sponsorship for them or something like that because I'm looking at this like the kids going into the cabin and stuff. I'm like, okay, I do recall seeing this. I remember hearing it's really good. Or he did like a review or something like that. I can't remember, but yeah, no, it does look like fun. That might be something to look at down the line.
That might be a fun, fast one in October to do for
Yeah,
like
I
a
might be
scary
down
game.
for that.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Would you say 2023 was the year of controversial movies? Sound of Freedom, The Flash, Wish, Little Mermaid?
Uh, how do I put it? Actual controversial? No. It's just, in terms of like people going,
Manufactured.
what? This? Huh? Like, it just to kind of get people looking at and stuff. Yeah, let me put it this way. Not controversial in a way where years from now people are still going to be talking about it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that kind of, that's when I say something is really controversial. Like, whoa, people years later, like, don't know what to make of this, kind of thing. But if it's like, a rapper saying swear words, it's like, you can't say that. Nobody's going to talk about that years later. Like, that's not controversial to me. But at the time, it might have been. So, yeah, probably if that's how I define it. But other people could be like the biggest, what makes the biggest roar and people talk the most on social media and stuff like that. So, yeah, in that respect, maybe.
Rancy Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. Also, Doug, if you need another short game to stream and want to do another Kingdom Hearts game, I recommend Birth by Sleep 0.2, a fragmentary passage. You can beat it in like 3 streams. I
Yeah,
thought
but
you
that's the
watched
card.
it, didn't you?
Yeah, well, okay, so that's not, is that the card one? Is that the
No.
second one? Okay.
No.
Birth by Sleep, I think, is the one I watched. That's the one where they go through like the Cinderella, like the
0.
demented weird dream.
I'm pretty
Cinderella
sure you
one, right?
watched a playthrough of Fragmentary Passage.
Yeah, whichever one was the one walking through like the dream Cinderella world and stuff like that, which was very cool. It's very cool to watch. That's the one I did see. If not, we'll look into that.
Cameron Blythe, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on American Dad? I personally enjoy the early seasons.
That's so funny because I started watching it. I wasn't getting into it. It just wasn't my thing. And everyone tells me it got really good and that's actually better than like Family Guy now and stuff like that. And I completely missed all that. So it's so funny that you said you like the early seasons because everyone's telling me the exact switch. So yeah, I don't know. I guess the season 1 at least I wasn't getting into, but maybe I should check out the later seasons.
Sleeping Cat Studios, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you remember a show called Beyond Belief Fact or Fiction? A show of 3 to 4 short stories where you have to guess which is made up or true based on true events.
Yeah, we really liked that show. The only thing that drove us nuts is that the segments usually weren't directed that great. They were just a little too cartoony and over the top. And I know that's kind of the idea to kind of throw you off. It's like, no, it's true. It's just directed terribly, kind of thing. But I like the ones that kind of played it more straight and clever. But I thought it was a really cool idea.
Keith Creature, thank you for the 100 bits. Which sounds more interesting as a possibility? Bluey for Disney December, it's on Disney Plus, or an NC on Smiling Friends?
Louis a good idea. I didn't even think of that. Like, yeah, that'd be a
Love
perfect
Bluey.
excuse to watch them all, and it'd probably do good numbers. That's a fucking great idea. NC for Smiling Friends. I did a vlog review of it. I feel like I got out kind of everything I wanted to get out, and I do like it a great deal. I don't know if I have to see if there's a Blu-ray copy of it because again, I mean, we need a hard copy of something to review it. But also, I don't know if it's a show where I could go in and like analyze the comedy of all the episodes and stuff like that because again, it is kind of self-explanatory. So the vlog review, I think, summed it up pretty well.
Sleeping Cat Studios, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you think you will do a review of the WB show Smallville?
I never saw it. I hear it's great.
It's good stuff.
Yeah,
I was the right age for Smallville, though.
No, everyone said it was really, really good. Just finding the time to watch it, I think is going to be too tricky. I'm already so behind watching so much stuff, so probably not. But I would like to check it out at some point.
Cameron, thank you for the 100 bits. Speaking of Bluey, I'm taking my niece to see the play in a few months. That's fun. There's like a traveling stage thing.
Oh, neat. Okay. I mean, is it like is it like a play? Like, whoa, this is like a Broadway production? Do they just come out in the big
think
costumes
it's
and wave
more
and
like
stuff
the
like that?
latter.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, that's totally fine. But it is one of those where I'm like, whoa, did like award-winning playwrights come together and work out?
No, it's more like
'Cause,
Disney
I mean,
on Ice.
but they would do that at this point. I feel
true.
like that could. I'm
Bluey's
wondering if
taking over the
somebody's
world.
working. Yeah, I'm wondering if somebody's working on that because that would be pretty clever.
Mm-hmm. All right, and we have a couple of minutes here for some highlighted
Alrighty.
questions. Blablock Block says, this year marks the 100th birthday of Marlon Brando, and it lands on a Wednesday, so could you consider doing an NC for a Marlon Brando movie?
Whoa, 100 years, holy shit. I guess I never did do the Island of Dr. Monroe. I've never seen it. I've really been curious to check it out. When was it again?
It's on a Wednesday. They didn't give a specific thing. It's just on a Wednesday.
I'll look that up because I never did. I always wanted to see Island of Dr. Monroe, and that might be a good excuse for it. I'll look into it.
Cartoon Dictator says Batman the Animated Series or 90s X-Men cartoon, and favorite character from 80s Transformers. April 3rd. That's the date. April 3rd. For the 100-year birthday. Okay.
Maybe. Might be an idea there. We'll see. I write that down too, April. So for the better show, Batman, I think, is better. Objectively better. But if you were asking me at the time growing up, I might have said X-Men. That was a little bit more my jam when I was younger, but now as an adult, it really is Batman. And favorite 80s Transformer character, I think it's gotta be who's the one that has the is it the cassette one, the Soundwave, whatever? He has the voice that kind of talks like this. I love hearing that voice. It just sounded so fucking cool. That's probably it. But yeah, hopefully I got that name right.
Lord R. Wolfen says, yo guys, I hope you had a wonderful new year, and one day Doug will do an NC on Leonardo DiCaprio's film and a playthrough of Limbo. Limbo is really good, Doug. I think you'd enjoy Limbo.
I've seen clips of it, and I've seen other people play. I haven't seen like a whole playthrough or anything, but yeah, it does look like something I'd really be into.
Sleeping Cat Studios, thank you for the 100 bits. I found out the color of the wind. It's blue. Like BWBLEW, sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a joke that works when written out, but not read.
Yes. But the spelling did help.
Yes.
Well, that really blue. No, okay.
Cha. Thank you for highlighting your message. Sorry. Have you seen Rings of Power? Is it as bad as everyone is saying?
I started it because we thought we had a sponsorship for it, and we're like, that's fine. We don't usually do shit. Okay, so I shot the sponsorship. I watched it. And then it turns out they thought we were a podcast and they pulled it. So I'm like, oh okay.
No.
Yeah, no, but it was honestly okay because I was kind of like, meh to it. I didn't get too far in it. I wasn't hating it. I just thought it was pretty dull. And like a lot of people, I'm of course going to be saying, well, was that in the Tolkien books or are they putting a spin on that? And I'm thinking I'm not sure I just see like the Silmarillion or something like that, like the actual history of all these things. But it wasn't awful. It just wasn't grabbing me. Rob saw it and was kind of saying the same thing. He said some things got better, but he's like, it's like, eh.
Mm-hmm. Blablik Block says, sorry, I don't know why. And my brain is so used to saying thank you for the 100 bits. And I mean, we thank you for being here, but yes. There are no bits. Says, thoughts on the Nick Cage movie Snake Eyes?
I remember liking it okay, but I had the same problem everybody had where it does this weird thing of giving away the killer halfway through the movie. And it's like, okay, well, what are they going to do with this? And they do nothing with it. They're acting like you still don't know who the killer is. It's like, but we do. You told us. You think it's going to be something like Knives Out, where it's like, oh, there's going to be a couple twists or surprises, like they're playing with expectation. And it's like, no, they just tell you, and that's it. But I don't know. It still held my interest enough.
Power Gamer says, thoughts on Speed and Whiplash. They're two of my favorite movies.
I haven't seen Whiplash. I should check it out. I hear
Me
it's very good.
too.
Speed is fun. That's a legit, really fun movie for what it is. And again, it's just fun going back to that time period where it's like, yeah, man, they had to actually do all these stunts. You know, it's like there wasn't like a ton of CG. I mean, it's like a hint, but not much.
Cameron Blythe, thank you for the 100 bits. This might sound ridiculous. Would you be down for a Bluey world in Kingdom Hearts? It could be similar to the 100 Acre Wood, just some fun minigames.
You know, I like watching the show. I think I would be annoyed as hell playing a game on it. I cannot see myself getting into that world as a game. Well, first of all, it's intentionally a very flat world. It looks beautiful flat. I can't see it in 3 dimensions. I don't know if it would look that great. But on top of that, what do you got to do in terms of like a story with games and stuff like that? Like it's so perfect in those little easily digestible shorts. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I think I get sick of a game very quickly.
Honest reviewer, thank you for the 100 bits. So I saw Paul Rubens' last film where he cameos in Quiz Lady. It's an okay film where Aquafina and Sandra Oh play opposite roles to each other and features Will Ferrell. Paul Rubin is there where he's constantly mistaken for another actor by one of the other characters.
um, okay, that's nice to hear because that is one of those where I saw the trailer. The idea sounded fun. I guess it's based on a true story, but it was not making me laugh. So I kind of assumed maybe it wasn't that great. But I was like, I could be wrong. Could be a bad trailer. So hearing it's good does make me want to check it out. So I will probably try to do that.
Cartoon Dictator asks your favorite Spirited Away character.
Man, I'm trying to go through all of them. You know, I'm saying to myself, there's got to be one where I'm like, I feel like there's got to be like one character in the background. I'm like, what's that character story? But I'm blanking on them. So maybe the either No Face or the dude with the long arms. He was pretty cool. Yeah, I guess one of them. But man, it's hard to choose.
Cypher, thank you for the 100 bits. You're the best, Doug. Keep
You're
on
the best.
keeping on.
You're the best, and keep on, keep it on, keep it on.
Well, what a wonderful way to end stream.
Well, thank you. Thank you for that.
Sleeping Cat Studios, thank you for the 100 bits. We'll get the last minute question in here. Do you think hysterical fiction movies are good, or do you think they're in bad taste?
No, as long as they say they're fiction. I don't like the ones that say based on a true story or based on actual history, and they just make up like half of it. But if it's historical, I mean, Amadeus is like one of my favorite things ever, and to me, that is clear historical fiction, and people still confuse it for history. And it's like, no, it's historical fiction. It's very good historical fiction. I mean, to a point where people think they're trying to say it really happened. So no, I think it's fine.
All right. Okay, everyone. Thank you again for realsies this time for joining us here today. We super appreciate you being here. Let me remind you, we do have content here 5 days a week. And yes, we didn't have that this week, but next week we are returning to our usual schedule. So be on the lookout for next week. But we do have Tamara tomorrow. Malcolm should be back on Friday. Doug should be back on Friday with Lego Star Wars. So we hope to see you around. We are going to go raid Miss Tamara Chambers, who you all probably know as the hyper fangirl herself. So we're going to go raid her. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. And we will see you all later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Thank you. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Thank you, Chad.